In early 2025, the United States enacted an unprecedented financial strategy against Venezuela's oil industry, moving beyond simple import bans to what was termed a financial nuclear option. The first step was revoking Chevron's license, halting the last major U.S.-operated oil production in the country. The true escalation came with the announcement of secondary tariffs, a policy that threatened any nation buying Venezuelan oil with a devastating 25% tariff on all their exports to the United States. The goal was mathematically precise: to make the cost of purchasing Venezuelan oil so catastrophic that the country's exports would be reduced to zero, effectively imposing total economic isolation. This strategy, however, was built on a critical miscalculation. It failed to account for China, a global power already deeply entrenched in its own trade war with the U.S. For China, the threat of a new 25% tariff was not a deterrent, but a minor adjustment to an existing reality, as their exports were already facing significant U.S. tariffs. More importantly, China perceived a strategic opening where the U.S. saw only pressure. By scaring away every other potential buyer, from India to European nations, the U.S. sanctions cleared the competitive field, creating a monopsony, a market with only one major buyer. China was perfectly positioned to become that buyer, allowing it to negotiate for Venezuela's oil from a position of immense strength and secure a vital energy source on highly favorable terms. China's response was not subtle. While the world watched the sanctions take effect, a Chinese company was quietly installing a major new offshore oil platform in Venezuela, a billion-dollar investment aimed at significantly increasing production. This move sent an undeniable message. China was not merely exploiting a temporary crisis, but was building a permanent, long-term foundation for its energy security in the region. This bold action was the payoff of a strategic partnership years in the making, solidified in 2023 when Venezuela became China's first all-weather strategic partner in Latin America, a status guaranteeing unwavering political and economic support regardless of global circumstances. The economic bond between the two nations is cemented by a staggering $60 billion debt that Venezuela owes China. This debt is not repaid in cash, but through a closed-loop system of oil shipments. This arrangement makes U.S. sanctions functionally irrelevant to this core exchange, as the oil flow is tied to settling a pre-existing, legally binding international debt rather than open market purchases. This ensures a steady stream of oil flows to China, regardless of political pressure. Ironically, the U.S. sanctions created a multi-billion-dollar problem for America's own energy industry, as specialized refineries on the Gulf Coast, engineered to process Venezuela's specific heavy crude, were forced into a costly and disruptive scramble for alternatives. The outcome of this confrontation was a dramatic geopolitical reversal. By late 2025, while U.S. sanctions had succeeded in reducing Venezuela's overall oil exports, they had completely failed in their primary goal of collapse. Instead, Venezuela's oil flow was almost entirely rerouted to a single destination. China was consuming a staggering 663,000 barrels per day, representing 80% of Venezuela's total exports. While U.S. imports dwindled to a mere fraction, the U.S. strategy of isolation had not crippled Venezuela, but had instead handed control of its vital energy resources to its primary strategic rival on a silver platter. This series of events underscores a significant shift in the global order. The U.S. action revealed the limits of its coercive economic power in a world no longer dominated by a single superpower. By attempting to isolate Venezuela, the U.S. inadvertently demonstrated the viability of China's parallel economic ecosystem and strategic partnerships. The result is a clear indicator of a new multipolar world, where coercive strategies can backfire, empowering global rivals and redrawing the geopolitical map, particularly in America's own hemisphere. The most significant consequence of a powerful action is often not the intended one, but the unintended empowerment of a competitor.